Hope you enjoyed it watching this Sellavin Game and latest review on Shingeki no Kyojin Attack on Titan chapter 69, Friends. This comes at the aftermath of everything that's happened after the defeat of the Titan and Historia proclaiming herself queen and else. Well, we get to see scenes from we get to see Kenny, Kenny Ackerman. This dude, like literally, like this dude has been a major part of the human versus human arc of Attack on Titan, and being a major player and being connected to Levi's past. Even most of this chapter is all flashback. And let me start at the beginning. For example, after the Titan grabs him in his hands after they fight the Titan King let him go, saying that he apologizes for all the cruelty that the Ackerman family has endured at the hands of the Reyes family for all these years. Basically, a century of oppression, destruction, and death, and violence, and slavery because of the Ross family treating the Ackerman family as a threat because they were immune to their power. I mean, we all get to know that. I mean, they always had some strength. I mean, look at Mikasa and Levi. I mean, they're considered humanity's greatest soldiers for a reason. It's genetics. These people are the best people. Maybe because plus they're Asian or part Oriental, Asian, they're strong. They have some kind of mysterious strength, but you get the point. The situation is still very grim. For them, it's still, very unique and grim. And for them, for example, we get to learn Kenny Levi's history. For example, Levi, he was a kid, and standing over his mother's dead body, she had died. And the kid and Levi was just a starving kid. Kenny just walked in on him and came to visit them, and only to find her dead. Like she's been dead for days, and looking for Levi, he hasn't eaten nothing at the same time. He was this close on the edge of death, so Kenny decided to take him in, and like feeling pity for the kid. I mean, he didn't want to leave the kid to die, even though he's done a lot of crap, being a slave. And he spent most of his time being a back servant and cleaning up messes for the Ross family and Foss and Reyes family. He did all that. Remember, he killed Historia Crista's mother because she was a prostitute, and she kept the child a secret, for so long. And the father only needed her because he needed her as a weapon, and to use later, because only someone of the Reyes family bloodline can use the power. He wanted to use her as a weapon, straight up. Using your own children for your own ends, that's sinister. We get to see all the history. He even taught Levi how to knife fight. I'm like, a little kid learning how to knife fight? No wonder Levi was such a badass during the whole No Regret arc. It was just 2 episodes, no regrets. Just 2 episodes. But it showed Levi's history, how he became the story, how he followed Arwen Smith, and we get to see Haji. We even get to see Haji, but only for 1 episode. We also got to see Levi, a total badass. He went straight up crazy after his friends were murdered. And the dude was just a complete and utter maniac. Word of advice: never get Levi angry. We get to learn that Kenny, like, he wanted power very desperately. He was never upper class, but he like served the upper class, hoping that he would one day be rewarded. Like basically, he did everything he did out of desperation for power and strength. That's also one of the reasons why he became a serial killer. And like basically, in some ways, he became a killer because he wanted to prove himself strong and become the best that he could. So basically, all of his life is nothing but regrets, sacrifice, and even his own morals. So basically, if you thought Levi had it rough, Kenny probably had it rougher. I mean, hell, he was an adult already, and he lived in the underground before, and a lot more than Kenny. So basically, he'd been through a lot worse than Kenny, and Kenny took a pity on him. But one of the reasons why he abandoned Levi because he didn't feel like he could become a good dad. He could have been a good dad. All he had to do was leave the Ross family, or at least take Levi with him. At least take Levi with him to the surface. Probably would have had a better life. Even though it would have been involved some Titan nonsense, he probably only would have had a better life. But I mean, Levi probably would never become a part of the Survey Corps. All because Kenny abandoned him for his own regression. We even get to see memories. I think he's talking to the same person as in like Krista's mother. I think he knew Krista's mother before he murdered her. Like some desire. We also come to learn that the connection between Kenny and Levi, not just he didn't just raise him because he has to. He had to do it because he must. Because apparently he was his mother's brother. He's Levi's uncle. That means there's a part of him that's also Mikasa's. Go. I mean, we didn't know a lot about Mikasa's family. Mikasa's family, like seriously, we don't know a lot about any of Mikasa's side of the family. Seriously, other than we know that Levi is his relative and possibly Kenny, but we don't know anything. The only other relative we have is Levi, because the rest are dead. Like seriously, we have no proof. Unless unless we have any memories from the past that we need to dig up, then we have no idea. Like who's an Ackerman and who's not an Ackerman, who's an Oriental, who's not an Oriental. But you get the point. Like the situation right now is clear. But just before Kenny died, he like took something from Roz. He took something from Roz. The same. Fire truck. It's the fire truck. Sorry, I froze for a moment. Just people can't hear me speak, and there's a loud noise. I live in the city, and it sucks. I need a soundproof apartment or something. But you get the situation itself. Just before Kenny died, and before they killed Roz off, like he took one of the serum that turns people into Titans. He thought he could use that to his advantage. I mean, he did. I mean, that's also the reason why he went through with what Roz did. One of the reasons why he did what Roz asked him to do. One of the reasons why he did that is because he wanted power. Pain in the ass. Anyway, power. He took the Titan serum. He took the Titan serum. He took the Titan formula because he wanted to become a Titan because he wanted power. Straight up, he wanted power. That's why he did he did everything that Rod asked him to do. Despite all the cool things, he wanted to become a Titan and he wanted power himself. But as we've seen, the serum for Titan transformation is unstable for a person who's not of the Ross bloodline to have full control of it. I mean, we've seen this before. I mean, there have been other times where people have lost control. I mean, hello, Aaron. He transformed when he was in control, and he transformed and then lost control. I mean, it's the same with Aaron. Kenny, like, he wanted the power for himself, and he died knowing that what he did was wrong, and he did most of it for nothing. I think the only good thing he probably ever did was probably his whole life was probably either betraying Roz and probably raising Levi. That's kind of the sad moment. Later, you get after the coronation ceremony of the queen, and they're like in celebration, like, and somehow rumors spread that it was that Historia was the one who did all of it by herself. I'm like, we know you didn't do it all by yourself. I'm like, and you're just taking credit. I mean, this is her idea for taking credit. That they want the people to support an Apple Queen. This way, they could have a leader they could trust, support, and think they could do anything. So basically, they're lying to the world to make sure so people could accept this. They're like fudging the truth a little. What's the truth? And I like how Historia, she's like still feisty in herself. How she even came after Levi a little bit and said, "Man, I'm the queen now. So when you make something of it, that proves how feisty she is. Just because she's queen now doesn't mean she's ever gonna change." And seeing Levi smile at the end of it, I think he's probably come to terms done with most of the issues that he's probably had with Kenny. I mean, now that Kenny's dead, and Kenny told him the truth that he's like his uncle. I think he probably got some closure. But knowing Levi in his past wasn't a very good upbringing. I'm like, he lost the only person who he probably could have called daddy or dad or a father if Kenny hadn't abandoned him. I think the only good, like I'm right. You know I'm right. The only good thing Kenny ever did was probably be a good person to Levi and still abandon him. He only taught him the skills to survive, not the skills to be a good person. Like, for example, the knife fighting. Levi was knocking people's heads in and knocking them down with a knife. Like, this guy was like probably twice his size and he had a knife straight up to his face. That was funny, but you get the point. But anyway, Levi Kennedy's past revealed. Basically, Kennedy had it rough. Probably even more because he had to become harsher, even at the end. And he slit throats and became a monster for his own benefits to survive. And also to gain power, but in the end, it didn't turn out well for him. I think the only person who got the worst shakedown was Kenny. Because he had to serve a horrible people and all these people and their horrible ambitions. He even got to see Krista's sister, the one that Aaron's father, Grisha Yeager, killed to gain the Titan power. And then later Grisha died at the hands of his own son. Yeah, that's we still don't know that Grisha's alive or dead, but it's most likely that he's dead because the only thing that's left of him is his glasses. As I remember a couple chapters ago, that was messed up. That was really messed up. Grisha's definitely dead, and Aaron ate him. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It ends on a happy note. Probably this is probably a good end for the whole human versus human arc of Attack on Titan. This way, they could probably rally their forces after some time and rebuild the kingdom. Oh, freaking rebuild the wall now that Eren has his new hardening power to make his body as hard as stone. And finally, look at the basement and wonder what the hell was Grisha Yeager working on, and what the hell was the big deal. No, what was the secret of the Titans? Okay, that's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed this kind of subscribe. Thank you. This is Sellavin out, signing off. I'm giving you my arc on Kyojin, Attack on Titan, chapter 69. Bye. Good arc.